is your life, This event for me came because I believe we in this culture have in a lot of ways forgotten how to listen. To sacredly listen to someone allows their true essence to come through. So that's what we're here to do. In June of 2016, some of you may remember there was a mass shooting at a gay club in Orlando called Pulse. 50 people were killed. And afterwards, I was in a state of despair that I hadn't felt before. Saw my dear friends, Javi and Todd. And seeing Javi, the shooting actually happened on Latin night, so mostly people of color were killed. And seeing Javi, he became the representation of that for me. And I literally could barely breathe. On my knees, and I was in this state of helpless, hopeless, and I said to myself, I don't want to be here anymore. And thankfully I have a higher self that said, you don't get to say that. I said, okay, reframe. I don't want to live in a country where that's normal. And I said, God, you better show me a way to be part of the solution or I'm going to lose it, especially as a woman who walks through this world with white skin privilege. So I sat with the vision, and what came to me is that Sisters in Solidarity really is about oneness. And so I'm a stand for women to truly come together and to support one another, to truly be sisters with one another. And so Sisters in Solidarity is about that. It's about healing ourselves so that we can recognize our sister and stand with her and support her. It's about taking action because I knew I wanted to make a difference, but I didn't know how and I was frozen. I think there are many people like that. And as I was praying, the vision for In Her Shoes came. This woman right here, Kincha, is a dear, dear, dear friend of mine, and we've shared a lot together. We've been through a lot together. And I knew that because we were such good friends, I got to see her world in a way that many white people don't get to see the world of people of color. And so I wanted you all to get a better picture. That is the vision for In Her Shoes.
And a little prayer in poem form just goes. May the rain take the pain down gutters lined with alchemaic possibility. Sweep years and fears into green visions, pregnant buds will tease winter till spring comes and I will grow. I choose to compost anything that still stings, remade, reintroduce myself and savor the smell of fresh change like thought, appreciating shift because it happens. Even in the valley, I can hear the whispers of the mountaintops. My territory is enlarged and she's changing me. Ceasing the wars made heard by my own ego. Like every time I reach for the bars of a mind-made prison, my spirit sings, I'm free though. Teach me to love the unpracticed and unrehearsed. Let the truest me burst through my form completely, and change don't come neatly. So I'll be yours in disarray, consistently practicing and will not stray. May my change come again and again today.
Imagine a sweet little African-American girl being publicly searched, humiliated, and falsely accused of shoplifting in a toy store. Imagine beautiful dark skin plastered in bite marks from little kids believing you were a chocolate bar. Imagine walking down the halls at school and hearing, "Go back to Africa." Imagine a teacher intentionally failing you in a class because they believe that you people don't care about education. Unfortunately, I do not have to imagine because I once lived all of these horrific moments. 7.6 billion African American people in this world, and this is the story of only one of them. As a member of that community, I will endure oppression until the day I take my last breath. You would never tell your best friend to go back to where they came from. You would never tell your child not to care about their education. You would never tell your mom to stop acting like your mom. But that's who we are. We are best friends. We are children, and we are mothers. So why must the color of our skin determine anything? The next time you witness discrimination, say something. Maya Angelou once said, "We are only as blind as we choose to be. So no more am I asking, but I am telling that no more will we be looked down upon. No more shall we be discriminated against. And no more shall we hide. No, we will stand together with pride." And why? Because we are women of color. Thank you.
Thank you to this community. Because of you, I am here. Imagine me, 9 years old. I was 9 once upon a time. Just about this tall. Plaits in my hair. Play clothes. Just hanging outside. My cousins, aunt, uncles were close enough in age to play with. We all hung out in the apartment complex because we had nowhere else to go. But we made it something because we were all there. I'm telling y'all something that you need to hear. So be with me as this is happening. So we played. We would play just on the cement. We would play against the wall. We would play up the stairs. We would play down the stairs. We would play on the asphalt. We'll do whatever we could to be children, because that's all we had was just childhood itself. It was nothing else for us but that. And we loved it. But at some point, we started to grow apart. And the older ones, cousins, aunts, uncles, they left the younger ones behind. And I wanted to go with them. I wanted to do what they were doing. And so they gave me a chance to. But it was under a condition. I had to fight my way in to the older club. My brother, he chose a boy that lived in the same apartment building. I didn't know him, but I knew he lived there. And he said, "You have to fight him." My cousins, my aunt, my uncle, they surrounded me and said, "You have to fight him." I didn't know this boy, and they didn't either. I was looking for a way out, and I couldn't find one. So I said, "He's upstairs. I can't hit him." My brother said, "If you don't hit him, I will hit you." So I'm hearing my family tell me I have to fight this boy I don't know, to grow up with them, to play with them, you know. to have a childhood. I'm upstairs. I look in his eyes. I stare at him. He looks at me. I hit him. And I kept hitting him because they told me to. He ran downstairs. He was looking for a way out. And there was nowhere to go. All we had was the concrete and that wall. My brother said, hit him. So I did. And I kept hitting him until he bled. I remember looking at him the way he looked at me. Just peacefully. That's all he showed, was peace to me. He never raised a hand to me, and I kept hitting him because they told me so. And I wanted to be with my family. The boy's mother comes downstairs with a thick leather belt wrapped around her fist. I was scared. I thought she was going to hit me. My family grew silent. We didn't know what was happening. She stood next to her son and said, "You better hit her." He couldn't. He cried and he bled. And I hit him again. And my family cheered me on, said, "Hit him. Hit him." I had to hit him. And all he could do was crumble. His mother said, "If you don't whoop her ass, I'm gonna whoop yours." Y'all hear what I'm saying? He never did. She yanked his arm, whipped him on the way upstairs, cursed him out, and he's crying. That's all he could give. And no one stopped him. Not even me. In 1987, my journey began to surrender, to love. That's when I met that boy. And that boy, he has the same name as my birth father, who I have yet to meet. I know y'all hear that. That boy, my family, his mother, the apartments, that time, my life became mine after that. Because he saw me, he saw a piece in me that I couldn't be. He saw and held that piece for me so that I would become it. And I am that all the time. I remember him every day. I hear him crying every day. So I hear you too. Mostly when you don't speak. So don't miss me when I'm in the world and I'm silent, because I'm praying. I choose to let love prove itself through my actions now. I choose to use my intelligence to fully embrace the uniqueness in each person's humanity. We are complete beings, no matter how we look or where we come from. And I am you. So you will not be forgotten when we meet. You will not, I cannot forget you. So don't forget me.
This is your life, oh, yeah. This is your life, love it, live it, you got to give it your all. This is your life, So, even though I'm singing about my life, it's like when we hear each other's stories, we can connect with each other. And it's so important to do that. I feel so blessed to be here. Thank you.
Happy blue moon, y'all. Yeah. So I'd be remiss if I didn't just give gratitude for the rare opportunity it is to share POC, share women of color's stories in this community. Absolutely revolutionary. Thank you for this opportunity. This is called the Black Body. Whereas the body is a temple, the black body is a temple burning, vacated before worship, most days a structure, too often in motion to complain about its architecture. Let's face it, ain't many whiny folks got black bodies. And most of us have an uncle whose knees swell with the moon, who will never share his nerves narrative with his doctor. An auntie with the sugars and hypertension that will grasp at her chest silently over freshly cooked Southern food. And can't many imagine us complaining as hobby? It is though there is an invisible auction block swinging over our heads, reminding us our bounty is only good while strong and lean. May 29th, 2013. I am arrested for bouncing a check. Clearly another poem altogether. 6 of us hold the ritual of being held captive in a van. 3 of us complain at every turn, twist, bump. 3 of us take it, like slavery is genetic. See, this can also be ritual. June 2006. The doctor says it takes 6 to 12 gallstones to be eligible for surgery. He looks at my center with sound-making faces he clearly did not learn in medical school. You have 121, Jasmine. How much pain can you hold? July 1989. The First Lady of the First Baptist Church with the shiny skin and good hair says she didn't even know I was mixed on account of how strong I was, that black women can take pain, that I am growing into a black woman just fine. Again, how far does this go back? See, the black body is a time capsule with a consistent narrative, a weed that knows what it is to surface through concrete and still survive. So here's a prayer for the burning temple. Blessed be the black body, these melanin memories that hold strength in this way, worthy of touch, healing, and release. Blessed be the bones scattered on the Atlantic in triangles, the captive black body all locked up and everywhere to go. The frail black body beating all statistics available. The newborn black body just available, worthy of touch, healing, release. Amen, Ashe, and so it is. This is called Alley Cat. Regarding teen parenting by a recovering teen mother, 1. I have always imagined alley cats know that they are alley cats. Know their young will not be presented in baskets with bows for Christmas. I have imagined the alley cat knows well the world wants it to hide, and in this way I have always known I was an alley cat. 2. Society gives me opportunities to be sorry so often I sometimes lose track of the span of my mistake. The world has taught me well how I messed up. I mean how I'm a mess. How I needed prevention. I mean how I'm worth preventing. How I need resource. I mean how I drain the system. The world has a lot to say. 3. Meet Jamin, 16, part-time employee of the Boys and Girls Club, mentor, student, brother, friend, son. Meet Janessa, 13, published artist, sister, daughter, friend. 2 kittens worthy of bows. I gave you their credentials first, because that's what we do here in this caste system. And as a peasant who affirms queen, I know well how to play the game. 4. I apologize for the following. There was a 16-year-old girl that sometimes crawls out of my throat, angry with the way I buried her as a child, whose tongue is a sword and who never a lot of things. The world has imparted to me that this is unique, emotional immaturity, that us teen mothers are the only ones with gaps in our development. But there is a woman inside of me who raised herself, who knows more about accountability than most, who baby rocks a 16-year-old to bed most nights, who wipes the sorry off her skin but never stops her from saying it. 5. I have long since desired to tell my children's creation story wholly. Tell them of the brave man I once met, the one with all the fishing line in his back, how we underwater fell in love as the line pulled daily, how resilience isn't honored in America, but we too are American. 6. I am fighting the urge to give you my testimony, the urge to explain how many times I opened my legs up as a child, so in this moment see me as a fatherless child, as craving, as fiend, as void, as lost, as stupid, as naive, as bad boy chasing, as giver of everything, and hear loudly I am worthy. Hear loudly of my striped belly bearing evidence of its young. Hear loudly. 7. Things I am not sorry for. Applying for, using food stamps, cash aid, WIC, Medi-Cal for the part of me that is all stereotype for this poem. 8, a stanza for women. The body sprouts woman faster than environment sprouts support. Beehive bustling woman, the body is not sin. 9, for our children. Alley cats are smarter than pets, more resourceful. Your mother never meant you burden, never meant you shame, never meant you bolus, but she did mean you animal. Be animal.
There used to be a knot in my throat. Knot in my throat that shyness smote. Knot says, speak not and be not free. Be not expressed and hold onto that knot in your chest. Knot of pain beneath my breast says, be quiet, remain unexpressed. Pain of shame builds deep in my chest, rising up, stealing my rest and taking away spirit's breath. My heart shuts down. No light filters through chakra crown, or too much stuff clouds my vessel. Too many years of silenced tears, tears held in to hide old fears. Keep fears unseen, don't be a target, because that big-ass world is crazy and mean. Mean monsters chased me, hated me, baited me, tried to erase me. Monsters abounded in my neighborhood, beat up Big Brother while wearing white hoods, tried to make us feel like we were no good. But monster mentality casting never could convince me that I should surrender. Mean monsters tried to make me hide, but no, I can't hide the light that lives inside.
But that my strength is in my vulnerability. It's something that I have and am still learning to practice because it's so easy to pretend, I've found in this world. And I think it's cool if we pretend if it feels good, and we're choosing it, and we're playing. But if I'm pretending out of fear, then what am I saying? You know, am I coming from love? No, not in that case. So, and you know, it is not our own darkness that we're most afraid of, but it is our own light. Because somehow we think that if we really shine, that it's gonna make other people feel bad. I don't know where that message came from, but it's not true. It's like a sickness though, out there. Yet, I really do believe that one of my greatest gifts is being vulnerable and telling the truth. Is that, are you willing to help me to remember who I really am? I, as an artist, for years, had a pattern of being unstable in my life. And there's certain things that I have an opportunity to shift and change and learn so that I can get out of that. And then I feel like I had all these starts and stops, and I had to look within and go, what is that? Because I'm the co-creator of my reality with Spirit. You know, I was already given these gifts, I've done the work I've done to get where I am. And so what do I need now? And I thought, well, why am I afraid to ask for what I need? I do know what I need, you know? And part of what I need is a team to help me, you know, put it all together. And so I'm putting that out there to you, and I'm actually thinking about how I can create a place online and send people there to go, here's the things that I need. And I was thinking, why do we not all do that for each other? Like, why are we not telling people the things we actually really need? Like, I'm sure we all have a need right now that's not being fulfilled in our lives. And maybe we're asking some people, but maybe we're just going to one, you know, group of people who don't have the situation, and we're limiting ourselves. So what I want is help getting to the next level in my music. You know, I want to invite each of you to think about something you need, whether it's for yourself or, you know, your work or something. I want you to ask one person in the next 48 hours, or share your need with somebody, okay, within the next 48 hours, as a practice of being vulnerable. One world in harmony, one world, one world.